We're chasing comedy, working on jokes, working on bits, seeing what sticks, seeing what stinks. We're Brian and Dustin, and we're chasing comedy.
I saw Obsession. That you heard about that? The Curry. This what's his first name? Adam Curry. Is it Curry? Obsession, director of Obsession.
Yeah, I just gotta look that up.
Isn't that like the new thing, like the low budget? It's like
it's not new. I mean, we've been doing low budgets since the beginning of the 60s, but it's what's new about it is they're releasing it on YouTube and getting a fan base. And because we were just talking about Kevin Smith, I mean, he did, I think, I forget what Clerks cost, but I don't think it was much.
It was like 25,000.
Yeah, this was 750,000. This movie Obsession.
Wow,
and it made more money than E.T. opening weekend. Like, it's just crazy. 350 million or something. It's crazy.
Now, when you say opening weekend, it opened in theaters.
Yeah. But he did
open. But he did it on YouTube first.
No. He did several shorts on YouTube and gained a following, just like comedy. Like, he got his fan base. Like, he did a 20-minute one. There's one that's really good you should watch. It's like an hour. It's called Cereal and Milk and Cereal or something like that. But it's fantastic. It's and they're all creepy and funny and just unbelievable. And so, yeah, $750,000. This thing made over $350. It's the scariest thing I've ever seen. It's scarier than The Exorcist. It's creepier than The Shining. It's $750,000. Unknown people, and it is unbelievably great. And it's just a perfect, like, it's Fatal Attraction on steroids. Like, it's fantastic. I loved it. I thought it was really good. And I'm sure, I think it's on Prime, but I would give it justice and see it in the theater, because I always get a little more scared when I'm in a theater as opposed to at home. You got your phone on you. So it may not impact you if you're just like, you see it on Prime, but if you saw it in the theater, it's going to really, especially if you've had crazy women in your life, which I assume you have. And, ones that'll make up stuff and just try to get you in fights and try to just can't let you go, and like things like that. Like, it will really tap into that, which makes it scary. But I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. I want to see it again, but it was TJ.
It's like every man's like primal fear. It's like there's something so.
Well, it's not just that. That's the thing. It's the basic. I don't want to give too much about it because I want you to see it.
Yeah, don't say anything.
Be careful what you wish for. It's good though. It's really and it's inspiring, because it's like, I have a horror film I'm working on, with comedians and stuff that they were kind of the focal for focus of the film, and it's like, that's the thing about horror films. You just get like $100,000 and you could probably get distribution if it's good and good enough. If it's funny, if you like add and it's creepy and you have a couple of scenes, I mean, that are just kind of like, in the tradition of horror and some splatter. It's like, it's really, I think it's the gateway to showbiz.
Well, I think that's weird that the horror genre is like this. It's very, and it's very success. It's always had a huge following, but particularly right now, it seems like horror movies are impenetrable to the problems of Hollywood. There's a lot of like really, just even something like Sinners, which isn't really like a horror film per se, but it's like, but it was a huge box office.
That was a big movie, but that was like a
Get Out. I mean, just like
Get Out was a little lower budget for sure, and that was. I mean, in the sense of Hollywood, it's probably like, I don't know what that costs. How much did that one cost? Get Out, Adam, to make? Curious.
Let me see.
I would guess one. I would say 12 million.
4.5 million.
Oh, very low.
Oh wow,
that's very low in Hollywood standards for sure. Yeah. But that's technically a low budget, independent. It's like, and that was fantastic. What a great movie. And it's social commentary.
It's great. absolutely. I've never been a horror guy. Like, I saw The Exorcist when I was a kid. It like terrified the shit out of me. And the Omen, and the Omen is like yeah.
And they're so good because what was good about those films? The actors were good. I always say if you have good actors in a horror film, it works because it will scare you because they're believable. And if they're not good actors, it could also work because it could be campy and silly, Toxic Avenger or something, and like over the top and ridiculous. That works too. It could be like a gritty, oh my God, this is real, it's scaring the crap out of me, or it could just be like, this is ridiculous and it's so funny, that lady went into that shed when she knew the guy was in there or whatever, and then a girl in a bikini runs out, and so it really opens itself up.
And it's funny how comedy movies have become not box office, have become like almost box office poison now, like rom-coms, etc.
Well, Superbad was the last good one. Yeah.
I don't know what, and it's fascinating because going to a theater, when I seeing Blazing Saddles or like, The Hangover even, or something that was so funny with a group of people, Airplane,
Will Ferrell and Adam Sandler were kind of holding it on pretty tight for a while. I don't know if people will go out of their way to see a Will Ferrell and Adam Sandler movie like they used to, but there was a time those two dominated. But it's like, even like we were talking, Adam and I were talking about, Silent Bob or whatever, like Clerks. I don't know if you could make a Clerks, which is basically just a indie comedy and with no frills. And would people, actually go out and get into it? I don't know. But horror, they will. Horror, they will.
Horror, they will. But like the movie like Clerks looks like now, looking at that movie now, looks like something you would see on YouTube or something. The humor of it looks like almost like sketchy, but it was great. Like it was. So I remember this being. That's really.
I would even say
really
YouTube.
Funny,
I would say like it was almost like in-store cameras. I mean, it was pretty.
Yeah. It wasn't even YouTube.
I mean,
quality.
YouTube's pretty advanced now. I mean, the people. I mean, an iPhone can do amazing things cinematically. Yeah. It's like, people, you can make there's some great stuff on YouTube. I mean, that's the thing. This guy got his deal. He got a multi-million-dollar deal with Blumhouse off this movie. Like the guy is the next big director. But just off putting a 20-minute short up there. One is called Chair. It's just about a chair, and it's fantastic. And it's like a creepy chair that he gets off the street, and it's like haunted, and it's like all this stuff happens.
Oh, I think I heard about that. Yeah,
so scary. It's so scary. And it got him it got him the deal to make the movie. And then now he's just like launched into space with this stuff. So it's like,
that's fantastic.
No, it's inspiring, because I feel like, it's like you got to do something. But if you're going to do a comedy, I would add a little horror in there. I think that's probably the key.
Yeah, I think like a comedy horror movie, is really something that you
I think
don't really see.
Needs more. Our brain needs more. Like, because I loved Clerks. Like, I like that kind of stuff. I used to go heavy dialogue movies, but now it's tough. Yeah. Like, you try to watch like a movie about just people talking at a dinner table for 2 hours, and it's like I used to be able to do that. Now I'm just like, all right, man, somebody better jump through that window.
I know that's like painful. That's painful to acknowledge that even we've been either conditioned, changed, altered by the algorithm, or just the explosion of the mini screens and what we've been exposed to.
Yeah, our brains changing.
I like to think that I'm above such things, and I can go see a sophisticated kind of entertainment, or I've not been warped by it like the kids have been. My attention span is still intact, but it's probably not,
Dude, reading a book for me is like going to the gym. It's like, okay,
I know, right?
All right, here we go. I can do this. That could be.
I got to do a warm up. I got to crank my neck.
I got to do brain stretches just to read a book. That's funny.
That's frightening. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's funny. There's a bit there. Yeah. Definitely there. You're doing your neck. It's like you got to do like a neck warm up, and you're
like this.
Like you're. Yeah, you're going to a box.
You got to turn everything off. Nothing can distract me.
Okay, Moby Dick. Okay, here we go. Moby Dick.
Got to put the phone in the refrigerator. You got to just put everything away. Just
Yeah.
And it's tough though. But I'll find myself trying to read, and it's just like my brain's like, or you try to like scroll the page. You're like, this instinct.
That's funny.
trying
That's
to.
Funny. Like that's like really funny. Like to say what are you doing? Hey, Dustin, what are you doing? Like you're drinking like an energy drink. You're drinking 3 Red Bulls and you're cranking your neck and you're doing stretches. What are you doing? Wuthering Heights, man. Okay, I'm taking on Wuthering Heights. Okay, I'm taking on Great Expectations. You know,
War and Peace,
pick the right.
man. You're not going to see me for a while. Yeah,
you know, yeah.
I can never do that book.
Right.
That was a book that I always is like, I'm going to do it, and I just get 20 pages in. I'm like, I can't do this.
I know.
I can't. Do
I
this.
know.
There's certain books like that. And
I got the great.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I always save like online, I'll be scrolling. They'll be like the 5 books every man should read. And then like, 5 books that you read in your lifetime, or the 100 books, or like that movie Equalizer. It's all about him reading 100 books. And I'm like, 100 books. Good Lord. I can't even do 2 in a year.
I saw the Broadway musical Great Gatsby, right? Like a year ago. And the musical is not that great, but the guy starring in it is amazing. His great voice but then I went home and I go, I'm going to read The Great Gatsby, again, because and I had trouble getting through The Great Gatsby, in 8th grade, and then I have it up there, and it's a short book. I mean, The Great Gatsby is not a long book, and I started reading again, and I don't know what happened. It just it hasn't been finished, right? Yeah. It's just still sitting up there. Where the hell is it? It's up there.
Yeah.
I went and got a used copy on eBay or something, like for $3 I don't even remember. But I didn't. I tried reading it again, and I was like, "This is good. This is really good. I like it. Really, it's good, good thing." And never finished. Put it down. Never, It's sad.
Well,
it's sad what's
I'm a big
to
fan of the short books. I was in the Keys, the Florida Keys, this past week, and it's all about Hemingway there. His house is there.
Sure.
And he wrote, Old Man and the Sea is such a great book because it's like 40 pages.
Right.
It's like he won a Pulitzer for like 40 pages. But, it's great because it's a short read. I'm a big fan of anything short.
Yeah. But, I tried to read I occasionally delude myself that I'm going to get through something like William Faulkner, As I Lay Dying, or even A Portrait of an Artist as a Young Man, which I've tried to read so many times and picked up, and is sitting up there lonely as hell on my shelf somewhere, right? Just sitting there going, when are you going to get to me? And it's not happening. I mean, Whitman, I'll read Leaves of Grass occasionally. I'll pick it up and I'll go, this is amazing. And then I'll get through 5 minutes and I'll go, this is so amazing. And then it just goes away.
Yeah.
And then,
dude, Art of War is like 35 pages. I can't get through that thing.
Yeah, no.
It's supposed to change your life once you read it.
Yeah.
And I just, there's like so many things that just, our brain, that's the thing, is our ADHD, like just electronic screen brain is really, it's pretty
so sad.
Yeah.
It's so sad. And we have analog brains.
Yeah.
We were shaped by that, and we can't pay attention. So imagine if you don't even have that muscle memory. Like, we could go, once we've talked about this before, we could go back and probably survive the apocalypse, and we would be able to maybe go back to reading again if there was nothing else.
Nah,
but I don't think kids...
Well,
I think so. I think if we didn't have screens, we would eventually adapt. To
that
would
be
media.
Fine. You're saying apocalypse, but nobody knows how to hunt or fish. So that's the problem with the apocalypse. You got to get your own food.
Well, you grew up in Texas. You would
I'd be
able
okay.
To barbecue.
You would have to somehow get to me, and I would create a tribe for us.
You would cook a muskrat over an open grill, and you would be fine.
I can catch a fish. I can catch a squirrel.
Yes. But these kids today, no, they won't be able to read. They won't be able to read Tolstoy, and they won't be able to cook a rabbit.
No, but I write in cursive every day. Like I do, 3 pages a day, and I write, and it's like I write in cursive, and now it's like kids don't do that at all. They don't teach it, they don't write it, and it's like things that you think are going to be something that we should always know. I mean, I remember that being a big deal when we were little kids and you learned how to write in cursive. It was like, oh my gosh, I'm an adult now.
Yeah.
This is going to, be with me forever.
Yeah, of course. And people say, this generation is, I'm sorry. I don't really buy into that whole idea that like everything that's new is better or every trend is better or losing major skill sets that were once accepted. Oh, that's better. I can just go on Chat GPT. I don't want to subcontract out my thought process or my desire,
it's scary. It's scary when you get older though, and you're so dependent on something like a calculator or something your whole life, and then it's like, trying to split a check, you just pop a brain vessel, you're just the math is just gone.
Yeah.
You're just like, what is going on? And of course I have a tip app on my phone. I could just put in the amount and it's split it and everything's fine. But it's like sometimes I have to do it by myself. It was one time for my girlfriend. I was trying to figure out the gratuity, and I didn't have my app, and because my phone was dead, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, she thinks I'm, Like,
I wonder if that's like why. I used to remember lines. I did Shakespeare. I was in a Shakespeare company, and I had no problem memorizing like long Shakespeare speeches. And now obviously I can't remember my girlfriend's phone number, I don't, I know I've got chunks of Hamlet that committed to complete memory, but my address, I have to look up my own address.
It's like numbers and things. I used to know all kinds of numbers, all the phone numbers. I knew my driver's license number. I knew like just stuff just basic stuff, But
you say, I don't need to because I have access to it here. But that muscle just atrophies and it doesn't feel like a good thing. It just does nothing good is happening there. It almost is like technology is just slowly wearing down our skill sets so it can take us over. The robots are going to take us over, and they're slowly removing our ability to remember anything, and we're becoming dependent on them. And then one day they're just going to go, okay, we finally got them broken and completely devoid of any ability to do anything. And now we're going to move. Now we make our move.
Well, just electricity is everything that we rely on. If the grid goes down, I mean, it's just, we're just screwed. I mean, nobody has money under the mattress. Nobody has, anything prepared to go. I always keep, I'm always like, I'm going to have a to-go bag with a gun and water and whatever. And it's like, it's like not something that, ever happened.
There's probably a connection there, but I remember when the pandemic happened, and they used to talk about. I always thought it was fascinating. They talk about the people who were COVID deniers, but they never talk about. Nobody ever really did a deep dive on the COVID enthusiasts. Okay, for the people for whom COVID was the greatest thing that had ever happened, because there were people who having the removal of any need to go out and do things and knowing that it was the elimination of FOMO. There was nothing you were missing. So people who were natural shut-ins or people who didn't like social interaction to begin with were in hog heaven and didn't want it to end.
Well, I enjoyed about 60% of it. I felt like that, especially like, the relationship was good because it's like, if you really like the person you're with, you actually had some good time with them. Like you could finally watch movies and chill out. And like, it was like, so if you were alone, it's probably different, but people that had people in their lives, I think, and you got along with them. But that was the other thing. There were people that had people in their lives that they didn't get along with, and then they were trapped like a cellmate. And so there was a lot of that going on. But and I had gotten burned out from certain things, like running a club and things like that. So that kind of like that stuff was just like, okay, have a break from that. And eventually I ended up not doing it and moved to LA and stuff because I realized I was happier without it. So it's like it helped some of us kind of like, kind of switch lanes and figure things out. But but some people, and that's the thing. Some people love, the Zoom, working at home, and all that stuff. People still do it, and so I think it definitely.
That. But I never heard anyone elucidate or even talk about the idea that there were lots of people, and I think some of them were in legislature and politics, who actually were operating from a position of, this is pretty cool. Let's see if we can extend this. like let's have
Cuomo was a god in New York. Like he got to find the same thing happened with Bush when 9/11 happened. It's like sometimes like some sort of tragedy happens, and it's like they get to finally feel like they're in charge and they're adored and like they're needed. And so some of those guys like that, it helped them come off.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Like a guy like him became like a spokesman, but I'm talking more about the underlying desire. I felt like there were people who didn't want to open the schools, who didn't want to open these things and they didn't want to admit that they were really enjoying it. Like I didn't hear a lot of people going, "This is the greatest thing ever." Like no one said that. Like everyone was some people might say, "I'm kind of enjoying the time," but I didn't see a lot of people go, I got to be honest with you. This is the coolest thing because I feel I have FOMO about stuff that I'm missing out on and people going to parties. And I was always like, and now there's nothing to do. And everyone's on the same level of inertia and lack of action and lack of activity and lack of doing anything. And so I don't feel so bad about myself anymore because I was always that person.
Out loud. So I think
exactly. I know. And I wish more people would admit that. I wasn't one of those people. I was always somewhere in the middle where I was like, I'm not suffering from this, but I was somewhere in the middle. I was always like, I want to go and do stuff. But there were people that were really more comfortable in that world.
Well, it was amazing how Zoom was just ready to go once this happened.
Yeah.
It was that was really bizarre that it was like, boom, hey, now we can all just do this. Where was this 2 years ago? I know you had the technology.
Somebody planned this thing.
We've had iPhone technology for 15 years, and now this is all of a sudden like it's just ready to go. I mean, almost like the day of.
Yeah. And by the way, I wrote jokes about the pandemic and bits about the pandemic that I really like, and I feel like they and I don't know why, but I really like them a lot, and I feel like I want to do. They're like dated, but they're not. It's just like they're not really. But every time I go, Novak Djokovic didn't want to take the vaccine. Yeah. And I think it's funny that Novak Djokovic sounds like a vaccine, right? Yeah. right. Was one of my favorite jokes to do. And I feel like that joke is good and I want to still do it. Even though it sounds like it's dated, but it's fucking good. Like, why can't I do that joke?
Yeah, certain words, I think they're like buzzwords that sound dated. Vaccine, pandemic, mask. There's just certain words, that are just like, as soon as you say it, it feels dated. It's like, because a lot of us have like comedy out there that's like great pandemic stuff, but you watch it and it just feels so dated just because it's.
Yeah, well, what's the frame? Is there a way to frame that joke? Is there a framework that would work to make that joke?
I think it's like, like that cruise ship thing that happened where the people were hanging out with the mice and like some, pandemic broke out on the ship. And
hanging out with the mice?
Yeah, these tourists were hanging out somewhere where there was like mice in the garbage or something. And then they got on the cruise. You hear about that? Yeah. This cruise and everybody got infected. Everybody got like some,
I heard there was there was a lot of,
It was something, the whole ship, it was like a smaller ship, like a private thing or whatever, but it was, it was still probably 2,000 people or whatever, but it was like
I just didn't hear the mice thing. There was like a warped version of Stuart Little.
It had something to do with mice. It was like
Stuart Little.
Yeah, there was a mouse and a turtleneck, but it was something that they were around mice shit, and so it somehow like they breathed it in, and so once they breathed it in, they got infected, and then when they breathed out, everybody got it, and so something like that would be like you can't get away from this stuff. Remember when we were wearing masks and thing, whatever. Like it's something that it's like if it's something current that's happening. Then it's like I was on a plane. There's still people wearing masks on the plane. And so then I can kind of do my mask bit where I'd be like, I saw a guy one time, he had a mask, he pulled it down, coughed, and then put it back on. What are you afraid to get yourself sick? And I was doing this whole thing. And I saw one lady, she had a mask and she had like trail mix in the mask and she was like eating it out like a squirrel. And like, it's like, so I have all these mask jokes, but it's like, so if I'm on a plane and I still see somebody with a mask, I could just say that. I was like on a plane, there's people still wearing them. And then you can just, kind of go in that way. I think if you start current, you can go backwards.
I like the idea of like something, for me, like something meta where I say, I'm going to do some real current. I found a joke book that's kind of current, and then I launch into all of my. So how about this? How about this pandemic? Huh? like something really weird. Like I took a nap, or I was in a coma. Some framework whereby I can talk about and do all of these jokes that it's even just that saying I'm a comedian. It sucks having old jokes that you can't do anymore because people say they're not covered. I don't believe that, and I don't think it's right to not give these jokes the airing they deserve.
Yeah, I don't think OJ did it. I really don't. Yeah. I don't think he did
there you go. I'm telling you. What about this 9/11, right? I mean, did you ever see Dennis Miller did this really funny special where he did jokes that he was like wearing a coonskin cap, and he went through history, and he did the guy going, what's with the slavery, huh? And he just did like every era, like from Caesar to,
that's funny.
I mean, so I'm at the Colosseum, and these Christians, one Christian, he didn't want to get eaten by the lion, and he's doing these really funny, and it was like 1 minute segments through history of like a comedian doing historical commentary of current events. It was really funny.
No, that's great.
Something like that I think is really funny.
Yeah, no, it's that's something fun for content or whatever. You could be the historical comic or something. You could just do your version of something like that. Could be that. Those are
historical topical jokes.
Yeah,
dated topical jokes.
You could do that.
Funny.
It's funny. You get that. That's good content. You need content. So you're like me.
That's real. Yeah, but if you dated topical jokes. Yeah, dated topical jokes. That's funny. Like just go. I got to do a few dated topical jokes now. So I want to pretend, or I don't know how you'd frame it, but it has
so JFK. We're back. Let's talk about JFK. Really, the convertible in Texas, you're asking for it. Or just
right. Did they have air conditioners in cars back then? I guess they did, right?
Maybe.
Why a convertible?
Well, so he could wave to everybody and see it.
I know, but I'm saying if they maybe it was because it was hot.
It was definitely hot. It's Texas. So,
yeah. So don't roll down the window.
Didn't think that went through.
That's right. Anyway,
have you ever been to that? You ever been to the what's it called? The
Assassination Museum?
No, it's called. Gosh, I grew up there. Grassy Knoll. That's it. The Grassy Knoll.
I have not.
What did you say, Adam?
I have not. Dealey Plaza.
Oh, Dealey Plaza. Yeah, but Grassy Knoll is the whole conspiracy thing.
Yeah.
But it was so they call that. That's where the fence is and all the stuff where they say there was a shooter there, as opposed to just in the depository building or whatever that was.
Yeah.
But it's pretty cool because you'll just be. It's funny because you'll be walking around and you'll be looking at it, and there'll just be like random homeless tour guides. And so they're basically guys that just live in a van, but to make an extra buck, they act like they know all the conspiracy stuff and everything that happened. So half of them, they don't even really know what they're talking about. But you don't know that. You're from like Sweden or something, and you're like walking around, and it's just some random dude with like one shoe on, and be like, "So let me tell you, this is where the building was." And
that's the guy I want taking me.
It was the mob over here, and then like he's just saying all this crazy stuff. And you're just like, are you certified to be talking about this? I think you're certified, but not in the right way.
Certifiable.
Yeah. So,
are you qualified to be the guy taking us down the rabbit hole of the?
It's really funny how people just come up and just start just going off, and you're like, okay. But
I watched a video. I was on your feed. I go, here's another angle. Of something where the guy that shot Trump or something, like where they show it from behind with the photographers. And if you watch those things, like your brain will start to melt because you'll go, wow, that does look kind of creepy. Like that, there's something sketchy about that. And I can't process having to deal with the parameter, the what that would entail if I were to go down that rabbit. Like it's so mind bending, and my view of the world would be so forced to be altered that I
Yeah.
can't. I just go. I'd rather remain ignorant. Thank you. I don't think I can get into the headspace of like watch the photographer pushing Trump up because they already have a photographer ready to take the photo, and there's there's the choreography going on.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like that stuff. The fact that we've just like you just brush that off is like ridiculous. Like that there's no.
I know, and if you watch it, if you watch it, you go, wow, that's a really good point. Like, and I go, wait, I never saw that. That does look weird. Wait a minute. And you go, but what that would entail for me as a sentient being on the planet to be able to process, that means they killed a guy, some other guy. They shot that guy, and they planned this whole thing and choreographed it. And I'm like, I can't. I'm sorry. I just don't have the bandwidth for this. I can't. I want to live in denial, whatever you want to say. I want to live in where I take take the blue. I'm taking the blue pill. Okay.
This administration, it's better than the groundlings. I mean, the sketches that they get away with.
Yeah. Some of their stuff
that we just buy as real things is pretty amazing. Yeah.
It's top shelf. It's definitely top shelf.
Like SCTV, like it's just quality sketch.
Quality. Yeah.
Early
SNL.
Yes ending. Like 77
SNL.
I'm telling you, it's like the best.
Yes, yeah. A lot of yes ending. Yeah. Quality. Yeah. The original.
That could be something like just like
definitely something.
Yeah, just something about just what they're pulling off, like just far as the theatrics.
That would be a really funny if I don't know, some kind of political improv class. That's how this is it. They don't have a brain trust. They have they have improv class.
Well, the pre-improv is very funny. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. So you're gonna be an assassin. Okay, you're gonna be
yeah. And they assign.
You're gonna be the clueless. What is it called? The protector. What's the guy? The guy that protects the president. What's that guy called?
Bodyguard.
But that's not
Secret Service.
Secret Service. You're gonna be the clueless Secret Service, and you're gonna be the shooter, and you're gonna be the photographer. And, you're gonna die. I'm sorry, but you're gonna die.
Yeah. Yeah, and then you'd have to get they shot a guy, and what if it was a guy they recruited?
Yeah.
Who had cancer or something? Yeah. I always think, how do they do this? How do they?
Do you love your country? How much do you love your country?
Yeah, exactly. How much? Okay. Or they tell him we're just going to stage it. You don't worry, you won't be. It's and the improv angle where they're taking suggestions. It's the ultimate.
Maybe it was like an Alec Baldwin situation. You're like, oh, that wasn't supposed to happen.
Yeah. Talk about long form improv. This is like the longest Harold in history, right? like this is what's that guy who founded the Harold? What was that famous improv guy? World famous for inspired generations. Adam would know this. What's that guy? He's got long frizzy hair. Yeah, the founder of the Herald he's the Herald is like the long form. What the hell's the name of them? Adam, look that guy up, whatever his name is.
Yeah, because that's
if you have a moment.
Yeah, everybody needs to know this.
Yes, people need to know this. It's I'm telling you, the famous improv.
You're like,
hold on,
come on, put your filter back on. Yeah,
hold on, me?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. Yeah. A famous improv mentor. I don't know what that guy was.
Oh, you don't have a famous it's your computer.
Wait, it's my computer? Oh yeah, I get it. Del Close.
Del Close. Okay.
Yeah.
Glad we got that.
Yeah, we got that. Yeah.
Woo. Now we can move forward.
Now we have some, speaking of improv and magical comedy, we have some new things on this show. Do we have we're introducing or something, or is it, or my?
Well, how did the shows go while I was gone? Did you guys have some good shows?
No, we didn't because all of my guests either couldn't do it. I kept trying to I was recruiting people, and then we couldn't schedule. It was not. No, it was not good. And that was on me. That's on me.
You're a great comedian, but you could never run anything.
That's probably true. Okay,
You never run a business. Grand opening, grand closing. Brian's
grand closing, grand closing.
Brian's Comedy Club.
No, I was on a roll with the guest host.
I know you had some good ones. I thought you had
and then I hit at least
one episode. Yeah.
I also
we're a little behind.
Had a lot of
thanks, guys.
Yeah, we're
thanks
a little behind.
Yes. Back. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You've been watching the World Cup at all? You getting into the American that's getting into the World Cup, pretending to love soccer? Are you one of those guys?
I just love the fact that the World Cup people came to this America, and I got more into the videos of people celebrating
They're
America.
obsessed with ranch and diabetes. I love it. They're trying to get into our diet. So
I love, my favorite is like Fox News not knowing the Fox News torn between their desperate desire to do the whole patriotic angle and go, people from other countries think America is like the greatest country, but they can't say it because all they're talking about is cities. They're all talking about they're all talking about L.A., New York, Chicago, like where all the World Cup matches took place, except for the one in where the Algerians, I think it was the Algerians, were in like
Dallas is a big one.
So all this. People say it's crime-ridden. It's not true at all. It's awesome. New York is awesome, and Boston is so amazing. And Fox News just pretended this didn't take place in the cities. That was their framework. I'm sorry. They just love America. No, they love the cities. They love to say, go back to the Boston, New York, L.A.
Try this in Arkansas Dallas. And see what happens.
Yeah, no, they weren't celebrating. Although yes, they went to Costco and they went to Walmart and all this stuff, but there was like so much positive stuff about New York and Boston and there was like a couple other cities that were really big that had huge.
Anywhere they had ranch dressing seemed to be a big deal.
Anywhere there was ranch, and who doesn't like ranch?
I don't like ranch.
It is.
I don't love it.
And that's really weird because you watch these people and you think everywhere else in the world is great cuisine, and then you watch these Japanese guys and you think, oh, they have great sushi or hibachi or whatever, and they're biting into ribs from in Texas, and they're going, this is the greatest thing I've ever had in my life.
All
right?
that food doesn't have a lot. I mean, I do like Japanese food and stuff like that, but it's the flavors that are bad for you are so tasty. And so it's a drug, that's why there's so much obesity. That's why Ozempic is the number one drug. Like our food does taste the best. It's not the best for you. And that's why half the world won't even serve the food we eat on a regular basis. There's we're drinking Mountain Dews and eating M&Ms and they're not, half these countries are banning all that stuff. So it's like,
and the Ozempic thing. Did you hear this? That the Ozempic thing, everybody's taking GLP-1s, and so that's fast food restaurants are getting hammered by this.
Oh,
because people aren't, and they're getting hammered. And not only that, but I think it's fast. Like I saw somebody who was unbelievably thin, somebody I'd known for a long time, who always had a weight issue. And it was a girl that I knew, and she always had like a weight thing, and she was like, wow, you're like, and you can't, that's the thing. Are you on, you can't say, are you on Ozempic? like, because there's no explanation, because this is a person who was diet, and they would work out and they would go up and down, but they were always like, and they look unbelievable right now.
Yeah.
And I want to say, wow, you look better than you ever have. Awesome, great, whatever. But I felt like, how are you? And I just, no, I'm not going to say that. And I don't know why. Why would that be? Obviously, it's a weird question. Are you on Ozempic?
I think the phrase is you look great. That's all you got to say.
I know, which is what I said. I didn't go the other route, but I thought
you're a
how
man
funny
talking
it is.
to a woman. You can't say anything but
that.
Oh,
of course not.
That's all you can say.
My point being, it's very funny. Like if you said, I've been working out. what have you been doing? You must be like working out. Because you look amazing. Like you can't say anything about the drug
kind of what you just said, though. I like the idea of like, fast food taking a hit. What's like, when a McDonald's closes, that's a win for health. So it's like, that's, it's kind of great. It's like, because they never close. So there's something like, and occasionally, that is happening. But I think, but it's also happening with booze. People aren't drinking like they used to. This generation of kids aren't drinking, and it's like people are getting sober, and so bars are taking a hit. Fast food's taking a hit. I mean, we're really, and
so they're not drinking.
How bad we were treating our bodies, and so when you think about like these places taking, financial, burdens or whatever, it's like, it's great. I think it's great. I mean, I like fast food once in a while, but
right. So the kids aren't eating and they're not getting drunk. So they have more time to not read, right? Look at the kids, this generation is like, they have more time to not read or memorize. I was amazed.
I was on a ship recently, and I think this is a funny thing where it's like I'm amazed how, like, when I was 15, like I was able to have a little bit of game with, like, the opposite sex, and it's like it was kind of the forefront. You like figured it out. Look at this beautiful girl. I'm gonna see what do I have to do. Whether it's like she's in Depeche Mode, so I'll be into Depeche Mode and wear my shirt or whatever. Like there was just a thing, and I was at the buffet, and there was one side was like all these hot girls, like teenage type girls or whatever, and then on the other side was all these boys playing Pokemon, and they didn't even notice these hot girls that were trying to get their attention. They're just playing cards and stuff. It's like these nerdy kids just have no clue like how to approach the situation, and then these black dudes came in and just like took care of business. It was great. These young black kids just came in and just like they knew exactly what to do, and these kids are over here going, "Hey, what's the dragon card?" And these other guys, "Yo, what's going on? Hey, how you doing?" It was hilarious to watch these white nerdy kids just get murdered.
That's right. Yeah, and now now they're the incel guys. Speaking of that, the Supergirl movie, right?
Yeah. Do you see it?
No.
Oh, you're talking about a movie you haven't seen. I love you. You're my favorite kind of internet person. Thoughts, feelings, and details about a movie you've not seen. Great.
But the Supergirl movie, I don't understand. But do you understand this idea that like these guys online are like, Supergirl movie bombed, like because they see it as like kind of like woke or something because it's a movie with a female superhero, and and I think there's a joke there, which I don't know what the joke is, but it's really funny that the fact that women have rejected these shallow, vapid comic book movies is seen like as some kind of triumph for me. like, and I like comic book movies. Don't get me wrong, but the fact that a comic book movie didn't do well to me is a step in the right direction, not the other way around. Like it's like the WNBA. It's like, of course, it's not going to be successful unless women support it, and so women aren't going to WNBA games like they should, and then women aren't going to support female-driven superhero movies like they should. Like that's the problem. It's like it's just dudes that like basketball, and there's dudes that like superhero movies, and so those dudes are not going to be impressed with the female lead. So you're going against the wrong audience, and that's the problem. You're just you're basically trying to make something worse for the crowd that's going to actually go and attend these things. And it's just why? Okay, that's interesting because you hear all the time this other narrative, which is like, they need to have more powerful female leads in these movies, and to something that appeals to women. Why are they doing this? This caters to men, and then they make a Supergirl movie, and none of the women go to it. But I think, but that doesn't bother me because I think, why are we? But it's just but it's that way with everything. It's just like white people go see James Bond, black people do not. So when you put a black James Bond character in there, it's gonna bomb. Because that's hilarious. It's gonna happen, and they're talking about it. And Idris Elba is an amazing actor, and I like him, and I think he would pull it off, and I think he would be phenomenal. I think the movie would be phenomenal, but it doesn't mean it would do well.
And I think
Yeah.
because white guys that go see James Bond do not want to see a brother, saying I'm 007. They don't want to see it.
No, I want this one. I want to do this joke. I want this frame because I have stuff that will fit into this. I love this concept because, like, I don't want to go see a white Shaft.
Yeah,
they're gonna do a white. What are they gonna do? They're gonna have to have a black 007, and now they're gonna do a white Shaft. Like. Of course, you could, but of course you could say, well, there's been a million movies like that where the cool white guy or whatever like that. But I think you're right.
They never do that though. They never do the opposite of that. But they always do the Black Mermaid. They do the thing, but they don't do. I don't think they've ever put a white character in a black role. But they always put a black character.
Well,
in a white
would
role.
they? That's like what would be the black role?
I mean, put an Asian guy in there. I don't care. But I'm just saying.
No.
Just more like I'm just saying. I'm interested. Like if they've ever done that. A White Friday. You and I could do the White Friday. I could pull off Smokey.
Yeah, but there's 20 million movies just like that.
Your day off, you know what I mean? Like I could figure it out.
I like an Asian. No, but I think you just buried the lead because for me, the funniest line is, I don't know if who's going to go see an Asian Shaft.
An Asian,
like what?
An Asian Conan. Yeah. I mean,
a Korean Shaft. I don't even know. Like, but there's something.
A Filipino Terminator. I'm okay with that.
A Filipino Shaft. Okay. To me, Filipino Shaft is the line I'm going to take with me. From this episode, like if they come out with a chef, I don't want to.
I write the good stuff.
Yeah, what's that? Can I have this one? Can I use this? Okay,
just you gotta give me
because I've been doing a joke. I've been doing a joke about the whole the Lupita Nyong'o thing, where she's going to star in the Homer's Odyssey.
Yeah.
And we all know, I did this joke already. I think we talked about it, where I think it's funny. People are saying they're racist because all these guys are, these right-wing guys don't want a black Helen of Troy. Yeah. And I'm like, I think it's funny. I think that's unfair because MAGA is very big fans of ancient classical Greek literature. We all know that, right? And we would, and it would the other way around wouldn't work if they came out with a remake of Malcolm X. Yeah. You don't want to go see a random and have it be Peter Dinklage. You don't want to see Peter Dinklage as Malcolm X. I don't want to see that.
But also everybody was pretty black back then. I mean, that's I think it's kind of a hacky joke, but nobody had sunscreen. Like I think Voss does something like that. But everybody was pretty black back then. So it's people were out in the sun. Like everybody
in the
was
desert.
Pretty much, the desert. Yeah. It was, nobody was like pale, was it?
Good point.
So, I think it's okay.
I don't know that. The Spartans, I don't know. I'm not saying the Spartans were, look like the guy from Captain Phillips, but they also didn't, they were also not Norwegians, the Spartans were probably a little bit on the less than fair side, I guess. I'm saying, whatever. Anyway, what do we got for our? Don't we have like a thing now? Let's segue this into our robot. Don't we have a robot this week that or something?
You want to do the robot doing this particular bit? We get to that. The white people playing black people roles or whatever, or black people playing Filipino roles, whatever. Like throw that in there, Adam, and see if we come up with our robot. Oh, there we go. See, that looks pretty good. He looks like Charles Bronson. He looks
George Takei.
Yeah.
George Takei is Shaft.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Bobby Lee as Shaft.
Yeah, that's really fun. Well, okay, like Shaft. What's another movie? I can't think of another one that's more, from like black exploitation genre or something that's as identifiable as someone that happened to be a black character. Like Malcolm X, Shaft are the two ones that jump to my mind that you could never do. You're not going to have, I don't know, Robert Redford play.
Well, that the whole John Wayne played Genghis Khan, which is
that's frightening.
That was great, and there's a bunch of those back in the day. Yeah. I mean, they didn't care.
Oh yeah, Call that photo up. The John Wayne I've seen that photo. That's hilarious. John Wayne as Genghis Khan is the funniest thing you've ever seen. It's like, really, you're
pull that one up, Adam. That was a funny one.
I can't wait to see that because he's got the mustache. It's just really frightening. Like who? I want to know what the meetings were. Like who's right for Genghis Khan? You know, like let's go
They
with
didn't
John
care.
Wayne.
It was more about the star power. Like nobody cared. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
You know, it's just, I mean, but you know, it's like, I mean, nobody nailed Tropic Thunder, you know, that role better than, you know, Downey Jr. Look at him. He looks like a Mortal Kombat character. Looks fantastic.
Yeah, it really does. It really
love it.
does look like
that's a great costume there. You know, he's doing the best he can. He's squinting his eyes a little. He's got the facial hair it's on point.
You know, it's not as bad as I remember.
No, I remember it being way worse. Yeah.
I'm buying it. I'm buying it. You know what? I'm buying in.
Yeah, I take it all back.
Yeah, Mickey Rooney in Breakfast at Tiffany's is not nearly as offensive as not nearly as offensive as I thought it was. If you watch that movie,
but you know, Robert Downey Jr. playing, you know, the black character in Tropic Thunder is one of the most cinematic masterpiece moments. I mean, it's so great. Like he's so funny, and black guys give him props. Like I've heard a lot of people talk about it, and it's like
black people are not offended by that, right? No one was offended by that. No one really. No one was really offended by that.
They were offended by was Ted Danson. You know, that was the only one that was offensive when he went blackface. Like that's the only time they've been really offended. I think. And
Whoopi was,
but at least
Whoopi was
not
not
a black woman. But still, it was like one of those moments. He still talks about it like, "Wow, what a bad decision that was."
Yeah. I hate when they backwards engineer offense. I don't understand how you can do that. We've talked about this a million times. Watch the Uncle Roy sketch. Watch the Uncle Roy sketches on SNL. With Buck Henry.
Love that sketch.
Oh, it's so awful.
Yeah.
And you can't believe they're doing it when you watch it. And I'm like, because it was funny back then. No one said a word.
Yeah,
and back then,
70s. Yeah, the 70s were a different time. It was a different time.
It was magical. Yeah.
Very cool. All right, we almost finished the episode. I
know.
You want to do a wheel or do you want to do a robot? What do you want to do?
We'll do the wheel.
Okay, we'll do the wheel. Let's do one.
I want to see that robot.
Oh, next week.
I don't want. Okay.
We're still putting some spark plugs in it and stuff.
Got it.
We got to build it. It takes a while to build a robot.
Yeah. Asian Shaft. What do we got?
IKEA relationship test.
Too much IKEAs, man. You've done this before. Do it again.
What?
I think we did do this one before.
Yeah, we done that one.
I think we did.
Spin it again.
We did.
Spin it again.
You got a lot of IKEA. You got to take the IKEAs off. I think there's too much IKEA on there. That's like 2003 comedy.
Yeah.
Infomercial products nobody asked for.
Oh, that's interesting.
This sounds like the 80s too.
Infomercials. Yeah.
Yeah. Infomercial products nobody asked for. Yeah, I'm like, do they have infomercials now? I mean,
yeah,
it's
they do. Yeah, that's all Fox News is. Yeah. I mean, it's after Fox News after 3:00 in the morning is all that, like all that stuff. There's, that's how they still make money.
Well, I think that's there's a funny idea, and I know somebody's I've seen bad versions of this, but you know, these people like I don't know, Ben Shapiro, Jordan Peterson, sort of they're coded kind of right wing, and some of them are obviously right wing people who are doing these like impassioned rants, and then they have to segue into a product pitch, right? Like, and it's always like gold futures or some weird,
or like the Trump watch, you know, or something, or like, you know, commemorative plate stuff. But the Trump merch is phenomenal. I mean, he's like a road comic from '85. Like, he's got so much merch. Like, I've never seen a merch table like that in my life. I remember one time I worked with Lisa Lampanelli, and she had like rubber duckies of herself, and like she was it was pretty high end. But I mean, Trump's merch table is off.
That is a great bit. Trump merch table is a great.
First of all,
bit.
He sells out of hats for sure, and then you know the watches. I mean, it's like remember he had the sneakers. Like, I mean, it's phenomenal how much money this guy's making off. You know,
that is such a funny. If you could nail that premise of just like table. 80s. Like Dane Cook, compare him. You have to have the right reference, but it was like Dane Cook or somebody that was very merchandise oriented and exploiting.
Like Larry the Cable Guy. That's a guy that
kind of.
Yeah. Well, he's very merch. Like it's all like, get her done koozies and, I'm sure that guy.
Yeah, but see, but to people outside the comedy community, that's sort of inside baseball stuff. So it'd have to be.
Well, like Larry the Cable Guy is pretty famous. He's more famous than Dan.
No, I know, but you don't think of Larry the Cable Guy. Is he like the merch king? Like you would have to like someone who's on everything. Someone who's like merchandise.
Kevin Hart. Like I don't know. Like what's?
Yeah, no, he's overexposed. I mean, Larry the Cable Guy, perfect reference. But it's like I don't even know. I've never been to a Larry Cable Guy. Well,
he was a big comic. It could be anybody who's a big comic. I mean, Carrot Top. I mean, I don't know. Like who? It's really about who was a big.
But who would be the funniest thing to compare Trump to the merch and say like he's outdoing blank
or like
what is it?
A Jeff Dunham table, or something like somebody.
Trump is outdoing blank on the merchandise. Whatever you want to say about Trump, the man has solid merch. I mean, I would never buy a George Bush, and then you have to pick a really lame.
There's more merch than Bob Nelson, huh, guys? Remember Bob Nelson? Jiffy Jiff? Punchy Punch?
Jiffy Jiff. Yeah. But you would have to say something like Trump. Would you go like a Michael Dukakis, beer cozy, you know what I mean? Even though he wasn't president, but it would have to be a really bad, lame.
Your references are always so bizarre.
Yeah. John McCain. I don't know. I wouldn't buy a Mitch McConnell beer.
Cato Kalin.
You know what I mean?
Talking about?
Yeah. But Cato Kalin. These are politicians, okay? Cato Kalin. Yeah. Mary Beth Whitehead.
He had a good run. I know something. That was his shirts.
I know.
I saw everything. Yeah.
I was there.
All right.
I don't. Yeah. So we'd have to come up with the idea of a Trump merch table.
No, I'm going to use that. I'll figure it out because I like the idea of it too. I mean, this guy, a lot of merch,
and great merch.
Great merch.
But
watches and sneakers and the hats. Forget it.
Finger traps. Like you'd have to come up with like a lot of weird. Yeah. What would be the weirdest merch? And the specificity of that would be really funny. Like the weirdest
size
merch.
Handcuffs. Oh, was that too much?
What? What? I went to Epstein Island and all I got was this shirt. There you go. I helped Epstein Island I went to Epstein Island and helped and assisted in setting up a child sex trafficking ring, and all I got was the shirt. That would be a major. That would be so freaking funny. You can't top that.
That's money, baby. That's money. All right, everybody. Yay. Thanks for listening in. Please subscribe. Please get us out there. We're never giving up on this podcast. This is like it's like we're guys that work at, a bank or something, but we still, perform with our band,
and you got it. Yeah, we do.
This band, we're still going to perform in the garage, and we still got a couple of gigs here and there, but we're not giving up on the dream. Even though the wives say we should put up our guitars, we're still going to do this podcast.
Yeah, it's like that Neil Diamond impersonator movie or whatever. Those people that did the Neil Diamond, they made it. Eventually, they made it.
Right. Yeah. One day we'll open for the White Stripes.
That's
all right, man.
All right, yes.
God bless America. All right. Yay.
Well, folks, that's our show. It's time for us to go. Make sure to follow us, give us a like, drop us a comment, and always subscribe. We're Chasing Comedy on all the socials. We hope you had a gas, had some laughs, and maybe you learned something too. Until next time, we're Brian and Dustin, and we're chasing comedy.